Warren Buffett put huge faith in Apple, but now his beloved company is letting him down. This Apple fall hurts Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway a lot right now. Luckily, he has some other winners in his portfolio picking up the slack. 8 stocks that Berkshire owns have gone up since the S&P 500 inches peaked in July. These include Charter Communications, Markel Group, and T-Mobile US. This is according to data from S&P Global Market Intelligence and MarketSmith. Apple is by far Buffett's favorite stock. It makes up 55% of Berkshire's investments. But Apple has dropped 8% since July. This Apple downturn has erased a massive $14.4 billion from the value of Berkshire's Apple shares in just 2.5 months. Apple's drop hurts Berkshire's portfolio a lot. That's because Warren Buffett put most of his eggs in the Apple basket. Since July, almost 84% of Berkshire's stocks have gone down. On average, each stock has fallen over 11%. That's firmly in correction territory. In fact, a full 2/3 of Buffett's picks are doing worse than the overall S&P 500 during this pullback. When a massive holding like Apple stumbles, it leaves a huge gap for everything else to fill. Berkshire owns nearly 6% of all Apple shares. That makes it Apple's 3rd largest shareholder. This year, Apple is still up almost 39%, but it's been struggling since Treasury yields started rising. Its latest phones also got mediocre reviews. Apple's decline is worse than the S&P 500's 5% drop in that time frame. More worrying is that Apple is falling even as Google and Facebook parent Meta are up 5% and 2% since July. And experts think Apple's profit per share will actually shrink 1% this fiscal year. So, what stocks are working for Berkshire Hathaway now? Some of Berkshire's winning stocks are starting to move the needle. Take Charter Communications, Buffett's top performer since July 31st with a 10.5% gain. Shares of the cable company are up 32% this year, nearing Apple's run. The only catch is Berkshire doesn't own enough Charter stock for it to make a huge impact. Its 3.8 million shares represent less than 1% of Buffett's portfolio. So even the double-digit jump since July only added about $164 million in value. It's a similar story with T-Mobile. The shares are up 2.3% since July 31st. But again, Berkshire owns less than 1% of the company, so the gain contributes just $16.7 million for Berkshire. The only major gainer large enough to truly boost Berkshire's value is Occidental Petroleum. Berkshire owns a quarter of Occidental, making up 5% of its portfolio. Yet it's only edged up 0.1% during the pullback. Not a game changer. So while Buffett has some winners, he really needs his darling Apple to rebound. His entire portfolio is relying heavily on the tech giant turning things around.